Hey, everybody, and welcome back. We're diving into a topic today that I know a lot of you have been asking about, and that is meaningful conversations, something I think we all crave a little bit more of, right?
Absolutely. And, it's funny because we're bombarded with content and connections these days, but how much of it is actually, meaningful?
Exactly. So, we've been digging into this awesome series called Talks That Matter, and they have some seriously insightful stuff about how to have more of those impactful, conversations that actually stick with you.
And the thing is, it's not some big mystery. They break it down into these really practical tips, things we can actually start doing today to make our conversations, well, matter more.
Okay, so let's jump right in. The first point is all about being present, which I have to admit, sometimes I struggle with. Like, how often are we really giving someone our full attention, without getting distracted by our phones or to-do lists?
Oh, I feel you. It's so easy to get caught up in our own heads. But being present, really present, it's like a gift you give to the other person. When someone is fully there with you, listening without judgment, it just makes you feel heard and understood.
It's so true. And they actually talked about how important active listening is in the series, like really making eye contact, nodding along, asking clarifying questions. It shows you're engaged and that you actually care about what they're saying.
And it builds trust, too. When you know someone is really listening to you, it deepens the connection and makes it easier to open up and share more deeply.
Okay, so being present is huge, but what about the actual content of our conversations? Like, how do we steer them towards more meaningful territory?
Well, Talks That Matter suggests focusing on open-ended questions, which is such a simple but powerful shift. Instead of those closed-ended questions that just elicit a yes or no response, like, did you have a good weekend? Try asking something like, what was the highlight of your weekend?
Oh, I love that. It immediately invites them to share more about their experience and their feelings rather than just giving a one-word answer.
Exactly. And it shows that you're genuinely interested in hearing more than just a surface-level response.
Speaking of showing genuine interest, another key point they highlight is kindness. It seems so basic, but we often underestimate the power of a kind word or gesture.
Oh, absolutely. They actually shared this really touching anecdote in the series about a colleague who was feeling super stressed, and someone just simply asked, are you doing okay? And mentioned how much they appreciated their hard work.
Wow.
And you know what? That small gesture made their entire day. It's a powerful reminder that a little kindness can go a long way, especially in today's fast-paced world.
It makes you think, how often do we miss those opportunities to brighten someone's day with a kind word or a thoughtful gesture? It doesn't take much to make a difference.
Absolutely. And sometimes the kindest thing you can do is simply listen without feeling the need to offer solutions or advice.
That's so true. Sometimes people just need to vent or process their emotions, and trying to fix everything for them can actually be counterproductive.
Exactly. And that ties into the next tip, which is all about showing empathy. It's about creating a safe space where someone feels comfortable sharing their thoughts and feelings without judgment.
So instead of jumping in with advice, maybe we should just listen with empathy and let them know we understand where they're coming from.
Exactly. And even if you haven't personally experienced what they're going through, just acknowledging their feelings and validating their experience can be incredibly powerful.
It's like that saying, people don't always remember what you said, but they always remember how you made them feel.
So true. And finally, Talks That Matter reminds us to wrap up our conversations with a touch of gratitude.
Oh, yeah, I love that. Even something as simple as, thanks for sharing that with me, or I enjoyed our chat, can make such a difference.
It shows that you value the conversation and the connection, and it leaves a positive note that lingers long after the conversation has ended.
It's like putting a nice little bow on it? Okay, so we've got these 5 incredible tips. Be present, ask open-ended questions, be kind, show empathy, and express gratitude. But I think it's also important to talk about why this all matters. Like, what's the bigger picture here?
When we make a conscious effort to have more meaningful conversations, it creates a ripple effect in all areas of our lives.
Hmm.
On a personal level, it strengthens our relationships, helps us connect with others on a deeper level, and creates a more positive and supportive environment.
And let's not forget the professional benefits. Imagine how much more effective we could be at work if we all practice these tips.
Oh, absolutely. Better collaboration, increased productivity, reduced conflict. It all stems from effective communication and genuine connection.
It's like investing in good communication skills is investing in a better quality of life overall. So, for anyone listening who's ready to put this into practice, I challenge you to pick just one of these tips and really focus on it in your very next conversation. Pay attention to how it changes the dynamic, how it makes you feel, and how the other person responds. You might be surprised at the impact it has.
Here's something interesting to think about. What if one meaningful conversation could change your life, or even your career? The possibilities are endless when we learn to truly connect with others.
So true. It's something to think about, for sure. And that's all the time we have for today's deep dive. But as always, thank you for listening and for joining the conversation.